officials, you know, the NFL just named its first female official.
Yeah. She's one of that turnover that I'm talking about.
But Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, said there will come a day when there is a female coach, he meant assistant coach, on an NFL team.
How do you know he meant assistant coach?
Yeah, because that's a head coach. I don't think that's going to happen for a long time. Now, we've got Becky Hammon, an assistant coach, a female in the NBA for the San Antonio Spurs. Do you think
you don't think it's going to happen? Is that what you're saying?
A woman as an assistant coach?
Yeah.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because it's totally different. Good. Now, maybe she'll be a video coordinator. And they call them assistant coaches sometimes.
This sounds like a put down.
Or no. Let me state my case here. Let me state my case here. On the post-game show? President, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Assistant coach in the NFL, no.
Guess what?
It's a much more important job.
When I was growing up in the 50s, if you had been my father in the 50s, I'd go, Dad, do you think a woman could be president of the United States? Do you think an African-American be? And you'd go, maybe a video
No. I would never say that. But let me tell you why it's less likely in the NFL, okay, than it is in, say, some other sport, baseball. Because women have grown up playing baseball. Women have grown up playing basketball and have played it at a very high level. Consequently, they are more readily accepted as assistant coaches in those sports. Women don't play football. And it's going to be very hard for a woman to relate to a football player and a football player relate to a woman. I don't, and football players tend to be a little more territorial when it comes to their game. Is that a good word?
Okay.
I'm trying to find a proper, diplomatic word.
When you get through with that, let me know.
Okay. And I think it's highly unlikely that a woman would be a position coach in the NFL.
Okay. Forget about me. Can we forget about me for a moment?
Sure. I try to do that quite often.
You defended Peyton. I'm just not going to pay attention to that. You're a pro Peyton Manning person.
I am.
Would that be fair?
Yes.
Peyton Manning said a couple of years ago, Pat Summitt would have been great as a men's football coach.
Why did he say that?
Pat Summitt could have been and should have been the men's basketball coach at Tennessee, because they have, you know this, they've gone through like 6 people and had all sorts of problems. Peyton Manning said, and we can look it up for you, so you trust Peyton Manning. In Peyton you trust. If Peyton Manning believes that there was a woman at the University of Tennessee coaching that could have coached, he would have liked her as his quarterback coach. You're telling me that you don't think a woman can be a coach in the National Football League. You are
No,
crazy.
I said it's going to be a long time before that concept is accepted and a woman does get a job as a position coach in the NFL.
I think you're so wrong. If the Denver Broncos said tomorrow, we're going to hire, because you can't just hire any man or woman off the street, we are going to hire the best Olympic track coach. Who would that be that got into trouble? Marion Jones.
Yeah.
We're going to hire her to be the assistant wide receiver coach and work with our players on developing their speed and their turns.
Well, that's fine. Then she's not a wide receivers coach. She's a track coach who is just teaching guys how to run, not how to run routes or catch a football. She might be able to help them improve their speed.
Now you're
improve their speed.
Now you're changing. No. You said as an assistant coach. Her title would be assistant coach.
Okay. As a lesser assistant coach who's not there to teach football technique, sure, that could happen. That could happen.
They take players who never played football, who ran track. Oh, the Broncos had a guy who played college basketball. They turned him into a football player.
Doing it and teaching it are two different things.
You're telling me that a teacher is a teacher. If a teacher can present his or her argument or her teaching in the right way,
I'm not saying it will never happen. I'm saying it will take far longer for a woman to be accepted as a football coach than it will be as a basketball or baseball coach.
I don't think so. If John Elway decided tomorrow that Becky Hammon, that you talk about, she'd be great for our players. She is a motivator. She is a teacher. She is someone that is intelligent. we're going to name her the assistant special teams coach and work with him. The players are playing. They're playing the game. And if she comes into the room and she does those things,
I guess if she understands the concept of special teams and coverage on kickoffs and all.
That my boss is man, woman, white, black, green, yellow, short, tall, as long as he or she or it is great. I don't care. I totally disagree with you. I could debate you this all day. You don't really care. You worked, I know, at stations around the country where there were men there and there were women there. I don't know many, for years and years, there weren't many women sports anchors anywhere. There are now. They're all over the networks. I'm just saying to you that if I'm a player for the Denver Broncos and a woman comes in, I would say, oh, she's a woman. Now let's see what she's got in regard to her teaching abilities and training abilities.
I want to know that she can teach me how to bull rush. I want to know that she can teach me proper footwork. I want to know that she can teach me the swim move if I'm a defensive lineman. I get it. What I'm saying is not that it's never going to happen. I'm saying it's going to take longer in football, far longer than it will in any other sport. Because A, it's a female, and there's still that attitude from a lot of players and executives. B, unlike football and baseball, or unlike basketball and baseball, women have not played football and will have a harder time relating to the football physicality and the football mentality. Now, a leader, sure, there are plenty of great women leaders.
How many you say take longer?
And motivators.
How many women are major league coaches? None.
None.
How many in NBA?
We have had a woman assistant general manager, though. Yeah. And she's out there, and she's scouting talent. And
gee, help me out. The Oakland Raiders had a woman who was president general manager.
Amy
of the
Trask,
team,
yeah.
And who's now in the NFL office, one of the most influential people in all of the NFL.
She more ran the business side of the operation than the football side.
She could have spent 2 or 3 years. I just totally, okay. All right. It was interesting.
All right.